What is up, people? Van from the VaniverseGaming channel here, bringing you another build video for Solasta CoTM, the Magister. In this video, I'm going to cover one of my favorite builds in the game, which I like to nickname the Ginsu, but it's a two-weapon fighting melee ranger build that really works in this game that you don't have the options for in tabletop because of the subclass. And so I'm going to show you kind of how I level up this character 1 to 12. I'll give you my reasonings for what I'm choosing, and then I'll also show you some gameplay so you can see how strong this character can get, and then talk about some of the pairings and things that you can do to even make this class even stronger. So let's get started here. When you pick your ancestry, you're going to pick between one of two. You're either going to go Snow Dwarf or you're going to go Half Orc. Snow Dwarf is probably the better choice for a couple reasons, the main one being the +2 to Constitution saving throws. Being able to get a +2 in your con save is great because that is your concentration, and you're going to be using Hunter's Mark a lot to gain extra damage, and you don't want to have to keep recasting it and keep losing your concentration. However, the Half Orc is pretty strong because of, the strength and constitution, which is great. You get this relentless endurance where if you go down to 0, you actually don't die, so that's good. And then you also get savage attacks, which will increase your damage if you do crit. So it's going to just make you even stronger. Now, I prefer the Snow Dwarf because of keeping my Hunter's Mark up, but it's up to you. Either one will work. Now, once we move into our class, we're going to have to choose our favorite enemy and Natural Explorer. Our favorite enemy, just keep in mind that the only one that is not really here is humanoid, and almost everything in this game is humanoid, so I think they realize that. And a lot of these are really not something that are going to be, they're not even in the game. So my recommendation is rate at level 1, pick either Undead or Beast. You're going to fight a lot of Undead. That would be my choice. And then for this, I would pick Grassland and then go forward. Now, when you get into your background, there's really no right choice here. My favorite is Spy, and the reason is because of the Poisoner kit. If you get proficiency in poisoning and you have a Poisoner kit, you can add additional poison damage to the damage you already do, which just makes it even stronger when it comes from a damage output, and that's why I like to go Spy when I pick my Ranger. Now, I've already made a character, so we're going to go to that here in a second, and then I'm going to show you how to level that character up from 1 to 12, so you can kind of see how the build works. Okay, so this is the character that I built. This is my Snow Dwarf Ranger. His name's Eric Redstone because I don't make my own names. And you can see that I went with an 18 strength, 18 dex, 17 con, and then the rest are kind of dump stats. Now, the reason I did this is we are going strength based, and these are going to be our 3 main stats. The other 3 stats, in my opinion, are dump stats, and we'll go into that. Now, we're going to level this guy up, so I want to kind of show you the leveling process from here, but I already have my guy, and I want to show you kind of his stats. So we're going to hit level up here. And you're going to see we're going to level 2. We get a fighting style, and then we can cast spells. And at level 2, we are going to choose our 2-weapon fighting. This is going to be huge for our damage because this allows us to add our ability modifier to our second attack. So we're going to get +4 damage on our bonus attack as well as +4 damage on our main action attack. So very important. And then when it comes to spell choices, Hunter's Mark, super important. Now, I like to pick Good Berry because you usually don't cast your spells a lot, and having the ability to make berries so you can rest is fantastic. If you already have a character that can do that, or if you pick up food along the way, Longstrider is another really good one. It lasts for a long time, it's not concentration, and it increases your movement, and that's going to be big for you as well. You can pick up Cure Wounds, Jump, and Fog Cloud. I would just stick with Hunter's Mark and Good Berry, or Hunter's Mark and Longstrider. Alright. So now we're going to level up to the next level, and we are now level 3, so we get to pick our archetype, and this is what really makes this character strong, in my opinion, is this Swift Blade. So you have to own the Lost Valley DLC for this build, so just keep that in mind. But what makes this really good is that you get an increased 2 cells to your speed. So because we picked Dwarf, we are down 2, so this is going to help increase that. But if we picked Half Orc, it's even going to be further. And then in addition, you get Blade Dance, where as long as you're wielding a melee weapon in each hand, you gain a +2 to your armor class. So you can see right now I have a 20 AC because it's 10, plus my dex, plus my armor. That's why you see AC 20 right here. Okay, because I'm wearing scale mail plus 2 plus this. All right, so we're going to hit next. We can unlearn a spell, or we can choose another spell. So at this point, you can probably pick Goodberry, Longstrider, Heal. I'm just going to pick Goodberry. And then we're going to go to the next level. So at level 4 is when you get to pick up your first feat or increase an ability score. You could increase one of these ability scores up, but we are actually going to pick up a bonus feat, and the one that I like to choose is Ambidextrous. The reason I choose Ambidextrous is you can fight with 2 weapons and they don't have to have the light property. Now, a lot of people will say, is there really a difference between a long sword and a rapier and a short sword? Is it really that big of a deal? No, except for a lot of the best weapons in the game that do the most damage are a battle axe and a longsword. So I want to dual wield a battle axe and a longsword because I want to dual wield those super cool crazy ones, and that is why we're going Ambidextrous first. That is also why we're going strength build, because battle axes and longswords are not finesse, so we want to have a high strength for our modifiers. So let's move on. All right, we're going to ignore to unlearn, and we're going to go up to the next level. Okay, so we're hitting level 5. Level 5 is great. We get a +3 to our proficiency bonus instead of +2. We gain a couple more spells, but the key is we're gaining extra attack. So previously, we were attacking with our main hand action, and we were attacking with our bonus hand. Now we get 2 attacks with our main action and 1 attack with our bonus action. All 3 are getting a +4 to damage, which is really, really strong. All right, so we get to pick our spell. I am going to say go with Spike Growth. Spike Growth is super strong. You can put it so many places that people have to run over it to get to you. The other option is you can just literally put it right on top of your entire party, and as long as nobody moves, you won't take any damage. So there's a lot of reasons to use Spike Growth. Silence is also very strong. It is a concentration, and so is Spike Growth. So keep in mind, if you use these, then you can't use your Hunter's Mark. So this is very situational, but I'm going to pick Spike Growth. All right, now we're going to go to level 6. Level 6, we are going to get our favorite enemy number 2. So as I told you, other than undead, when you get to this level, you have a choice between elementals, giants, or monstrosities. This is about the level where elementals are going to come into play. And when it comes to terrain, again, I would just pick like mountain or something. We're going to ignore this. So now we're going to get up to level 7. And when we hit level 7, we are going to get our second next ability from the subclass. And this is what makes this subclass so freaking strong. Is that as a free action, you can enter the heightened state. All your melee weapon attacks deal an additional 2d8 weapon damage of the weapon type until the start of your next turn. And this is equal to your proficiency bonus. So it starts out where you can do this, I do believe, 2 to 3 times, and then once your proficiency bonus goes up, you can do it 4 times. And the key here is a free action. So you don't have to burn a bonus action, so you can pop this, attack twice with your main action, and attack with your bonus action, and as long as you hit, you're getting an additional 2d8 weapon damage onto the damage you're already getting. Okay? So just imagine what that would look like if you're trying to unleash on somebody. All right, again, ignore. Let's pick up silence on this one. And now let's move on to level 8. So level 8 is where we get to pick our second feat or ability score increase. And at level 8, this is where you get to choose what you really want. Now, you could indeed pick a lot of these. Cloak and Dagger is really cool. It gives you a +2 AC as long as you hit an enemy with a light weapon. However, we're probably not going to be wielding light weapons. The other options are you can add, Electrifying Touch, Burning Touch, where on every turn, 1 attack, you're going to get an additional damage equal to your proficiency bonus. So, not strong in my opinion. What I like to do when I get here is I like to do Twin Blade. This allows me that if I'm not wielding a sword or a shield, and I'm wielding 2 weapons, I get a +3 to my AC as a reaction if I'm getting attacked. So if I have an 18 AC and someone attacks me, now I have a 21 AC, and that prevents me from taking damage. I like this ability. This is probably my favorite ability for this tier. The other option is to go Flawless Concentration, so you don't have to worry about keeping your Hunter's Mark up. And then there's another one here that is pretty good, and that is going to be... Where is it? Where is it? Hold on. I'll find it. No, I won't. I won't find it. Yeah, so those are the two main ones. And then, what is it? Forest Runner? Yeah, so you get 2 additional cells to your movement, and additional dex is another one that would be good. I am going to pick the Twin Blade because I just like having that ability to not take damage, and it's just one less time I'm going to not lose concentration on my Hunter's Mark. So we're going to ignore this. All right. Now we're getting to level 9. So by level 9, you're getting some pretty crazy weapons, and your proficiency bonus has now gone to a +4, and you're getting some new spells. So we're going to ignore this, and we're going to get here. Now, Daylight is also a really good spell. There's a lot of undead in this game, and to be able to put Daylight down, and it is not a concentration, it's very nice to be able to drop this. Conjure Animal, again, a very nice spell, but it is concentration. And Protection from Energy is concentration. So I picked Daylight just because I think it's the best for undead in the main campaign. Conjure Animal is really good too. You can put 2 dire wolves out on the field, which will help. But I prefer to stay away from concentration spells because of my Hunter's Mark. So we're going Daylight. All right, we're getting to level 10. So we get to pick another Natural Explorer. So let's just pick, I don't know, Forest, whatever. And then you can hide in plain sight, so you can spend 1 minute creating camouflage. Once camouflage, you gain a +10 dexterity while you're standing against the wall. You have to restart the camouflage every time you rest. This is silly. Don't care. All right. We're going to ignore this, and we're going to move on. So now we're going to get to the next big click for this guy. And at this point, you're level 11, and you're pretty much on the last leg of the campaign. But you can see we get extra attack. So now I get to attack once or 3 times with my regular attack action, once with my bonus action, and I can put on my 2d8 damage as a free action 4 times on all of those attacks. So now if you add in the ability of haste from one of your characters, that is now going to be 4 attacks with your main action and a 5th attack with your bonus, all getting your 2d8 extra damage as a free action. The other way to do it is to put yourself greater invisibility on the ranger and then have him attack with advantage on everything to guarantee more hits. Both are ridiculously strong strategies that make this build just absolutely insane. All right, and then we're going to ignore and we'll pick up our Conjure Animals. And then at this point, you're going to get to level 12. At level 12, you get to pick up another feat or an ability score. There's a good chance you don't even hit level 12 before the end of the campaign. So pick whatever you want. I don't know. Let's put in a... let's add some electricity damage to all of our attacks. And we're done from here. Okay, so I'm going to show you how this build works in-game and how strong it is. And I actually brought along my little caster girl here as well, to show you what it's like if I have the support of a caster that can cast haste or greater invisibility. If she doesn't die. She's good there. Okay. So I rolled bad on initiative, so it's going to be a second before it gets to my ranger's turn. And then we'll show you the second round with the haste ability on him. And we'll go from there. Okay, so it is now his turn. So with this ranger build, the first thing we are going to do is we are going to cast our Hunter's Mark. So we're just going to pick this guy right here, and we're going to mark him with Hunter's Mark. This is going to give us an additional 1d6 damage on all of our attacks. Then we are going to use our power. We are going to Battle Focus. So as you can see, I am now Battle Focus, which says all your melee weapon deals an additional 1d8 weapon damage of the weapon's damage type until the start of your next turn. So now I can have at this guy with my 3 attacks because I'm level 11 right here. And I was able to do, what is that, 16, 19, 29 damage with 1 attack. And he is dead on my 2nd attack, 18, 26, so about 29 damage on both attacks. And now I still have a 3rd attack to then attack something else. So that was with 1 battle focus and 3 attacks. Now, what we're going to do is, with our caster here, I'm going to haste my ranger. So you can imagine how much damage I just did when I had 3 attacks. Now I'm going to have 4 attacks because I am hasted. So you can see quickly how this build gets very strong. She has flawless concentration, so she's still concentrated on haste, which is good, because then it would allow me to demonstrate what I'm trying to do. Okay, we'll just say block. Okay, so I took some damage there. I'm still maintaining concentration. Alright, so now I am hasted. So let's get at this guy right here. We're going to mark this guy. We're going to give him 1 attack. That was 27 damage, and I didn't even use my darn battle focus. Another one. He's dead. Now we can't move our Hunter's Mark because we recasted this turn, so we're just going to turn on and fight this guy. And you can see this is my hasted attack, so this is my 4th attack. And I just took out 2 guys with a combined hit point of 97 health in 1 turn as I was hasted, and I didn't even get a chance to use my other battle attack. And you can see now that I'm hasted, plus my normal crazy movement, how much movement I have here, and we're going to come up here. So this is a super strong build. Having the support of another class like a caster that can cast haste or greater invisibility, or 2 casters and 1 cast each, just is going to make this build even stronger, to where you really just need this guy on your team, a healer, and 2 buffers, and this guy's just going to literally wipe the field. Now at lower levels, it functions the same way. You know, up until level 5, you're still going to dual wield, but you're going to get 1 action attack and 1 bonus action attack. You're going to have a little less armor, so you're going to be a little less tanky, but you're going to do decent damage. Once you hit level 5 and get your 2nd action attack, then you're going to get pretty strong. And then once you hit that 7th level and get your battle focus is when your damage is really going to be great. And that's pretty much how strong you're going to be up until level 11. And then it just kicks it up to a whole nother notch with that extra attack. So hopefully this video was a good example of how strong this build is. Go ahead and give it a try. Let me know what you think. And hopefully this just gives you another person in your party that can just be a badass and take out the enemy and be done in a matter of seconds. So this is Van from the VaniverseGaming channel. I hope you enjoy the Ginsu, and we'll catch you in the next video. Cheers, and peace out.